are you guys? So I am here with the scary closet, hence the scary music and all that fun stuff. And we are doing a super fun giveaway announcement thing. So everyone, they have been so kind and so generous and in setting this up with me, and we are going to be doing an auction, and all of this stuff is going to be part of the auction. Some really cool stuff and an Annabelle doll, and all of the proceeds are going to one of my favorite causes towards animals and veganism. So we're gonna kind of spread it out throughout a couple of charities that I really love and mean a lot to me. So some farm sanctuaries where they rescue animals, and just kind of going to saving some lives and everything. And so I'm so honored and grateful to have them team up with me for this. It's just unbelievable. I'm in shock and so happy and honored. So if you guys have any questions about Annabelle or anything like that, Annabelle Comes Home, I played Daniela. And I'm just here to chat with you guys, hang out, answer a few questions, listen to some creepy music. Yeah. So I'm vegan. I've been vegan for, I want to say, 5.5 or 6 years. I always forget the number exactly. But I'm vegan particularly first and foremost for animals. I'm from Texas originally, so I grew up on barbecue and meat and all of that, stuff, and I never really understood. I was disassociated to the idea that animals are actually living beings, and that the steak that you see in a grocery store is not just a little piece of meat just made for you to eat at home and just an individual little chunk of food, right? Comes from the body parts of animals, which I think when you look at these things in the grocery store, even for me, I was disassociated for so long, I still have to disassociate the fact that what I'm looking at in grocery stores are animal body parts, because otherwise, we would just all go break down and cry. So there's that level of disassociation that we have, and I watched this documentary called Earthlings, and I did a lot of research on animals for a week and dedicated time to studying why people are vegan. And when I watched that, I feel like that's one of the greatest horror movies that there is, and it's real, is you just see this brutal murder of beings that have so much soul and life behind their eyes, and we don't have to do that. So after I watched that documentary, I had to change the way that I ate. So now I am an activist for veganism, which is basically it's eating everything besides animals. So no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no honey, and then no leather, so this is fake, obviously. And yeah, it's just living a life as cruelty-free as you possibly can, while, still being able to live on this planet.
Wow, such a great cause. And we have so many cool things that we're going to put in the charity as well. So let's go over a couple of these things here. We got a poster signed by a lot of the cast members. So let's go over, maybe Katie, maybe you recognize some of these. And you can...
I think. Okay. So here we have Natalia Saffron. She played the Bloody Bride. She is one of the sweetest people I've ever met. I love her and her family, but in the movie she's not so sweet. She's very scary, and
she's got a big knife.
Yeah, she does have a big knife. Some blood, a bridal gown, hence Bloody Bride,
and more blood.
And more blood. Yeah, it's really fun. And then we have Madison Eisman, who plays Mary Ellen, and she plays my best friend in the movie. We're babysitting for the night. Well, I kind of insert myself into the babysitting job. And yeah, she is one of my really good friends now, which is so cool. We're actually all really close, and remain close and in contact and everything. And that's one of the most fun I've ever had on a set. So we have here the monkey, played by all the puppeteers. No, the monkey is just a prop. It's the monkey. And then we have, let me see. Oh, Bill. Bill plays the pizza guy. He's so funny. You should follow him.
The pizza guy was really, really cool. That was actually one of my favorite parts.
He was so fun. He was such a fun.
I actually think they should have used him more because he had some pretty good comic relief. And
yeah, he should just have his own like YouTube channel behind the scenes of Annabelle Comes Home, just the pizza guy. He's like in the background just eating. I'll have to find it. I'll designate my
Bill Kotkamp.
Yes. What do you know what his Instagram is, Tyler? Tyler's here, my boyfriend. So I'm making him do the searching of the Bill, the pizza guy.
The pizza guy.
The pizza guy.
Chill Trail Bill.
Chill Trail Bill. Chill Trail Bill. So follow him. He's super funny. And obviously, if you're not already following the Scary Closet, which I don't know how you'd be here if you weren't, but if you're not, follow them because they're awesome. They make all these amazing things and are really sweet people. So, not gonna lie, I'm gonna assume that's Alex. I'm gonna assume that this, the ferryman, that is, I'm assuming he signed right next to that because that would make sense. Okay, cool.
That's
Sorry, Alex, I cannot read your signature, but that's his scribble signature. Just kidding. I wish mine looked like a scribble. I actually worked on it for so long when I was younger, and then one day I had to actually do it, and I hadn't come up with the way I wanted it to be done, and so I finally was like, well, I guess this is it. I've already signed like this a million times. I can't do scribble. It just like kindergartner. Do you want me to go through people who have not signed as well? Lulu! Lulu!
Oh, yeah. She signed at the very bottom.
Yeah, so she plays Judy's friend. She comes to the birthday party and everything. She's so fun.
And she was actually in Annabelle Creation, yeah.
Yeah, she was. She's a great, sweet, really mature, lovely human being who is just an old soul, but also, young and fun. But yeah, like I said, I love everyone on this cast, obviously. And then obviously we have Patrick and Vera, who play Ed and Lorraine Warren. And we have McKenna over here, who I think goes without saying, she's phenomenal actress, and just an amazing girl and such a sweet, spunky human being who has such a big heart. She also loves animals as much as I do. So we bonded over that, and yeah, let me see.
That's awesome.
Look
who else.
Samara. We have Samara. She is Annabelle.
Yeah.
And she's also super, I'm like going through everyone's awesome qualities, but she's super cool and fun too, and she's a little professional and also very creepy when she has to be. And then we have Annabelle. Annabelle's, she's really complicated. I don't want to say sweet per se, but she's right here watching me, so we'll go with that. She likes to sometimes move at night. You'll be like sleeping and you'll look over and she'll just kind of be staring at you, and then she'll look away when you're not looking and move positions. It's weird, it's kind of like Elf on a Shelf, but just haunted style. Yeah, she likes to wreak havoc sometimes. But we became buds after filming for a bit. And then, what is this, Lilith, right?
That's Lilith.
Lilith is the new addition to the fam. She's very creepy. I feel like she kind of like, if Daniela was trapped inside of Annabelle's body, she would look like Lilith, probably, I would think. Dark hair.
And a big shout out to Jason Yanta. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Jason Yanta. That's who Lilith is going to.
Oh, cool. Have fun with her. Hopefully she doesn't scare you too much.
So, we are going to do this charity auction pretty darn soon. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We just got to work out the details of how we're going to do it and how we're going to, basically execute it. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to start things out, depending on what they are. Like, for example, maybe an 8x10. We'll start out at like $10 or something. All the small stuff. We got T-shirts these are official promotional items that Warner Brothers gave out for Annabelle Comes Home. And this is a really cool tote bag, another promotional item that Warner Brothers gave out. Katie, you want to check this box out? I have no clue what that is, but that's another promotional item.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Is this a lie? You think it's alive.
No, I really don't know.
It's gonna like pop out. It's
no.
gonna be like a snake or something.
These are all very rare items, especially now because it's been a while since they've been given out. Nothing here is used, obviously. It's all been in a box of other promotional items from the movie Annabelle Comes Home. So, we got maybe a couple of T-shirts.
I feel like no,
this one's an extra large, I think. Yeah.
That's funny. I actually got, I think in the first week, I bought this vegan cookie cake. And I had them decorate it, and it said "Miss me, miss me, miss me" on it. And so I just had it sent to everyone without giving context. Eventually, I told them who it was, but I waited a bit, so that they'd just be like, "What?" Yeah. I don't think Annabelle's delivering.
Could have sent them those boxes and irritated the hell out of them.
Yeah, hours later.
Okay, so we have a storyboard.
Ooh, for the nun.
I mean, like a whole book. A storyboard of the nun, and it's just filled with all. This is directly from the set. We only have one of these, and although they're copies, we did not make the copies. This is from a actual staff member.
Oh, what?
Look at that! A lot of cool information
so
in there. But these are all the storyboards.
Wow, that is so neat.
And like the timelines and all that stuff, and it's from the movie The Nun. So there's only one of those.
So cool.
And then we got, of course we got all these really cool masks.
Yeah, we do. I used those in Miami. This is fun. So everyone in the audience on, I believe it was Despierta America, was wearing one of these at the beginning. It was super cool and fun. I forgot that. It says, I have one at home. I might have to steal one of these because mine somehow got a little crushed.
We'll let you steal one.
Okay, thank you. And it says Annabelle Comes Home, only in theaters, June 26th.
So whichever we do through the, because we have plenty of them, we'll do some in the auction, and then Katie, will probably sign it for you, and make these things really, really unique. What else do we got here? We got, we went over the tote bag. That's kind of cool. I think we might have two of those. I'm not sure.
Color wheel.
Okay, so we have a color wheel that we used at the haunted house that we did at Sun and Monster Palooza 2018 or 2019. Was it last year?
God.
I mean, I don't even know anymore.
Wait, hold on.
I do these shows all the time, so it's like,
2019.
So, 2019. Wow. God,
I know.
It feels like
there's no
even
time
longer.
anymore. I feel like, birthdays don't count this year. Everyone's time is warped. But yeah, it was last year. It was so much fun. It was a haunted maze that you guys set up with all these amazing props. This is the color wheel, which was in Judy Warren's room in the movie. And it's really cool because it would project these different shadows of,
But just to be clear, everybody, this actually wasn't in the movie. This one
is a replica.
Yeah, and it was at the Sun and Monster Palooza haunted house dedicated to Annabelle Comes Home.
Yeah.
And what a lot of you guys don't know is Katie, Madison, Samara, Bill, and Alex. Did Alex?
Yeah, Alex was there too.
All the cast that we had as guests went in there to haunt people. I mean, that is the ultimate. Just imagine growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
And you love this movie, whatever movie it may be, and you go into a haunted house that's dedicated to it, and the actual actors from that movie that you love are popping out of corners, scaring the hell out of you, and it was Katie.
And Samara dressed as Annabelle.
Oh yeah, and then Samara actually dressed up as the character. That was the second year in a row she did that.
Yeah,
and did the haunt, the year before.
She had a blast in there.
Oh yeah.
You had to pull her out of the maze. She was having so much fun. But that was so cool to do. We would just hide behind the different corners. It was a really amazing replica as well of just we had the living room. We had Judy's bedroom with all the little colored paintings, drawings and stuff.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, so these are set pieces that we had at the haunted house that we did dedication to Annabelle Comes Home. And these are replicas of what was hanging in Judy's room. These were hanging on the set of the Scary Closets dedication to Annabelle Comes Home haunted house. So these will all be auctioned off for the charity. Somebody said to do a close-up on that box.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, is that
Does that add
warning,
any effect to it? Warning, positively do not open.
And then maybe you guys can open it and then just get back to Katie and let her know what the
Please.
hell is in there.
Just, slide into my DMs, tell me what the hell is in here. I think it's, like you said, it sounds like keys, so that, okay. I was like, I swear to God, I heard metal, and now I'm hearing something else. It's a, an ever-changing object inside.
Could be.
Depending on the time you open it. No, that'd be really cool.
And then we got the melee. I think we went over that too. We're going to auction that off too. The Feely Melee game,
which is actually really cool. So in the movie, we play the game Feely Melee. So you get the card. You get a card and it has an object on it, right? And you try to feel around in the box for a miniature of that object. It was really cool in the movie. Like little hands pop out.
We actually had this custom made. This is bigger than the normal one. Look at that. Look how creepy that is. It's got an opening in the back, and you can use this for a haunted house because that's what we did. That's really cool because it's an exact replica of the actual Feely Melee game. Everything painted on it almost precisely, except for it's maybe 20% bigger, maybe 25% bigger. Well, I got the thing down here.
Yeah, it's a little bigger, but it's a little more sturdy.
Oh, and it's made of plywood, so it's not like the cardboard thing where it's like really super weak. Because we had a lot of people going through, the haunt that we did. So when we had these people going through it, we wanted to make sure that they weren't going to break it apart in like 5 minutes. Yeah. So we had to build one in plywood. So this is very tough. You can use it for a haunted house or just a really cool collectible. I mean, I'm a collector myself, so I know somebody's really, really gonna love this thing. Okay, so we're gonna do a lot of 8x10s too, obviously, and then we got the posters. Like we only have maybe a few of these signed by several of the cast members. So bid away, get these because there's not very many of them at all. We do have some other ones that for some reason. I guess I forgot to hand these over to Samara. So Samara didn't sign these. She signed some other ones. She signed some solo. I guess she wanted the spotlight. Look at that.
Some solo ones.
Yeah, it's like a big Samara.
Well, I mean, the 2 and 2 kind of go together.
But so we got some Samara signed ones, and then we can do some. We have some that are not signed at all, so we can have Katie sign some of those and do some solo. Katie, Annabelle mini posters. These are very cool, and they're more like lithographs too because they're not like really thin paper. Mm-hmm. They're like actual lithographs. And we'll probably do a couple of these too.
The devil card.
The devil card that you see, that's an exact replica of the one that's in the movie in the case.
Yeah, it's on the case. Super cool. I think it just adds such a nice touch to the case. Sorry, I'm at it again. I couldn't help myself. I'm like, come on. All right.
If you need anything Annabelle for your collection, then here you go. There's a lot of cool Annabelle stuff.
Yeah, a lot of cool Annabelle
Somebody
stuff.
said, I need anything Annabelle for my collection.
Anything. Just anything Annabelle.
Oh, somebody saw the killer clowns in the background. Or the killer clowns part of the auction. Sorry, no, those are not for the auction. It's only going to be Annabelle Comes Home related. Or other than the Nun, which is part of the Conjuring universe. So we'll just say it's Conjuring universe related items. Nothing from Killer Clowns, sorry. Let's see. Let's take some questions, though. Yeah. How about some questions?
Okay, I'm going to leave this going.
So, where do we bid? We're still trying to figure that out. We're going to be looking at icollector.com. That's a pretty good site. 100% of the proceeds will be donated to
vegan charities and charities for animal rights and stuff like that. So, there's one called Some Will Be Going to Dogs Too. Morbid fact. For all of you who do love dogs, they test on beagles the most out of all dogs, which they do test products on dogs, like they do animal testing on cosmetics, medications, things like that. But they test on beagles the most because they're so docile and sweet, which is so sad. But there's a Freedom Beagle Act, which is really cool. If you ever want to check out their videos, you get to see beagles touch grass for the first time after being in like science labs, and it's really, you know, they're scared of it at first, but then by the end of it, there's like 50 beagles roaming around in the grass, and it's really cute. But yeah, so a lot of these, you know, all of the money from all of these things are going towards animals and that cause, and that's something that's really special to my heart. Also, you get some really cool stuff. I mean, if I wasn't in this movie and was a fan of, I mean, I am a fan of this movie, but if I had like a favorite movie and had the opportunity to get some of the props and things like that, replicas of them, I would totally take it up, because I just think it's so cool to be able to have some of that stuff in your own home.
Yeah.
I'm getting an Annabelle myself, so I'm super excited about that.
Oh yeah, and by the way,
yeah,
look over there.
So if that happens in the middle of the night, I am going to call you up and be like, what the heck? She's moving on her own.
Madison Eisman. And I told her that you were getting an Annabelle doll. She's like, she is? She hates dolls.
I do. Okay, it's a way of conquering my fears. Maybe. I don't know. She's also really close. It's one of my, my biggest projects that I did. I'm super grateful to her, for this job opportunity. But it was just also a really fun project. I like to keep something from every movie set that I do. Let's go over here so you can see some of Lilith too, because she's really pretty
Oh yeah,
cool.
and this is Jason's Lilith, Jason Yanta.
But yeah, I used to be super afraid that my dolls, I had a cabinet full of porcelain dolls that my mom would not let me take out of my room. Just because they were beautiful, and porcelain dolls aren't, they're not it's not like your Barbie doll, right? They're meant to be put on display. And so yeah, I was so afraid that my dolls were alive, and that whenever I moved, their eyes would follow me.
So you had a real fear of dolls.
I did.
When you were a kid.
Mm-hmm. And the leader of the pack of porcelain dolls that I had
Ooh,
was a doll.
You had porcelain dolls.
Yeah, I had porcelain dolls, which was super creepy. And the leader of them, so to speak, because I had a dream and she came after me in my sleep. But she, in the dream, not in, obviously. But why is this? What movie is this from? Sorry, I'm so ADD today. / always, but. So yeah, no, she would sit on top of the cabinet, and she had red hair and braids.
You still have that doll?
I think it's now, I love this. I think it's now in our attic, which almost is creepier, because if it shows up outside of the attic, what the hell. But yeah, no, we still have it. My sister had one too. It was an Anne of Green Gables doll, which kind of looks similar to Annabelle, as far as they have braids, they are porcelain, and they have red hair. And so I thought that was really funny that, of course, I got a movie where my mom joked that she was going to ship me my Anne of Green Gables doll in the mail and not tell me. And yeah, that's cool. We're
going to have to make a replica of that doll, but a giant one. And just leave it in front of your doorstep.
Yeah, no thank you.
A 6 foot tall.
I'll totally be fine without it, It's really funny because I had to read that book about Anne of Green Gables in school, and then it just made me not like her even more, because she would go on and on, kind of like I do, I guess, for pages just talking about one thing, and I'm like, can you move to the next subject? So then I didn't like her for a different reason. But yeah, little fun facts about little Katie.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And of course, the dolls being so creepy, that just adds all to the fun.
It does.
Somebody didn't know there was a Lilith doll till what, yesterday? Yeah, Lilith is a proud invention between me and Michael Bond.
She is something. But
this particular one is going to Jason Yanta. Now, did anything creepy happen on the movie set?
Yeah. It's a horror film. I feel like it's inevitable. We had Ironically enough, I feel like the person who would have gotten the most scared is me, and I had the least amount of creepy things happen. I was like,
Well, you were in that museum.
I was. That in itself.
I mean, even though it's just a movie set, that whole entire room was just packed with just creepy stuff. You know.
It really. Well, so that's where it was really fun. I teach acting as well, and so we do this little in the essentially level 2. We do drama, a little bit of horror, a little bit of angry stuff and things like that. And
that's very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so I was talking about to them how I kind of freaked myself out because I got that question. And I gave the example of when I was on set in the artifact room. I found this really cracked, just this little baby doll head that was hairless and freaky. And I would listen to creepy music, put my headphones in. That way you can kind of like drown everyone out. And I would just go like this. So I couldn't it was like blinders on a horse where you can't see anyone else and you can kind of escape into, I'm going to make sure not to touch the papers, escape into this, your own mind, essentially. And so I would pick this one little creepy doll head because I was sitting on the floor. And I didn't have to do much else besides have creepy music going, look at this terrifying thing. There were so many different things in the room that you could just find a corner and zone out at and like pretend you're alone with it, and that in itself would just be terrifying. But yeah, so it was fairly easy. But as far as actual things that happened, I'm trying to think. We were doing rehearsal and we were leaving the artifact room in this particular scene and slamming the door shut. And there was this little Jesus cross that was next to the door of the artifact room, and I believe it was Madison that shut this door in the rehearsal, and just the body of Jesus flew off the cross across the room. It kind of silenced everyone. It was a weird thing because why not just the entire cross? Why just the body? It was a bizarre, I don't know.
So you mean it just flew by itself? Like nobody pranked you guys?
Like what?
Nobody pranked you? Like nobody like...
No.
Yeah.
No, nobody pranked us, but we were also doing rehearsal, so we weren't slamming it hard, like the door at all. But it was just weird that the Jesus would come loose. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was an odd thing. And then I know Madison had something where her trailer lights were not coming on at all. I'm probably gonna butcher this story. She was driving, so the same night that her trailer lights weren't working, and as soon as she like goes to go get somebody, they turned on. She was driving, and her car has an alert where if you're too close to another vehicle or another object.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Yeah. Okay, so she has that, and we got off in like wee hours in the morning, and so she was driving it back home from set one night after she had already been spooked in her trailer by a couple of things, and her car starts beeping, alerting her that there's something nearby, and she was the only one on the road. And so and I know her music had shut off too, that's what it was. So she was listening to music, her music stopped working, the car starts beeping like there's something in the road, and she's looking around and there's nothing. I think she said like a little prayer, and then boom, the music turned back on, and the car stopped beeping. And she swears by this, and I've never known her to tell a lie. So that's a little terrifying. And even if there are explanations to everything, I think when you don't know them, that's just enough to kind of get you going.
Did you guys ever like? If I was on the set, I would totally just go creep people out. I mean, did you guys like ever like kind of get together and just kind of mess with people just to have fun? I mean, that set just looks too damn tempting to not. Yeah. Like sneak around the corner of the wall or something and just like wait for Alex to walk by in his platform shoes. And...
Oh yeah. I'm sure McKenna would do it.
See, I'm a prankster by nature, so I could not resist if I was in a place like that.
The urge to do that.
Yeah.
I don't trust my spook skills enough when I'm not actually acting. I don't know if I trust my timing to jump scare somebody. I'm sure I did when I was in the demon suit or get up. But I feel like get up's such a Texas thing to say, and the demon get up, you know? But I know McKenna would do it, not on the actual set, but she would go and hide in the bushes at Warner Brothers. And they have like these Warner Brother tours, where people come around on like those carts and are taking a tour of the different studio lots. And so McKenna would hide, she played Judy, she would hide in the bushes.
She'd go scare the tourists?
And pop out. But
I love it.
I'm sure she went and did this by herself because she told us about it later, and I was like, okay.
I see her and Bill doing that.
Yeah, I could totally see them filming it doing some TikTok. But yeah, no, and then, I mean, this isn't scary, this is more funny. We'd be walking to like lunch, and I'm sure everyone that took the Warner Brothers tours were so confused because we'd be walking with this demon, and it looks like a bunch of little 17-year-olds and a little kid. Just chit-chatting with the demon about acting. I remember we were talking about Gary Oldman and our love for Gary Oldman at one point, me and Alex, the guy who plays the demon and the ferryman, which is really cool. And we started laughing because we were like, how weird must this look to people? Just casually grabbing lunch with my demon friend. But yeah, no, I didn't pull enough pranks, at least not enough to remember.
When we were doing the haunt, I remember, because we didn't tell people both years that the actors were going to be inside the haunt. I think we mentioned one day, I think when Madison was there.
That there was going to be
yeah.
a little surprise.
But the look on people's faces when they saw Samara, because they looked so confused.
Yeah.
When they first saw her, like, wait a minute. They're looking at her, wait a minute.
I'm not going to lie, that would scare the crap out of me. I don't know what happened with dolls and me as a kid, but something. Yeah.
We got to find out what James Wan's thing is with dolls. He's a big-time doll guy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's why all this exists, and then his Twitter handle is a creepy puppet. So he's definitely into
into the dolls.
It's awesome that he brought the creepy, scary dolls to such a huge popularity now.
Yeah.
That it's cool for anybody to buy a doll.
It really is, and I think too.
So guys, we don't have to hide anymore. We can buy a doll and still be cool. Before it'd be like, hey, that's not mine. That's my sister's. She likes stuff like that. That's not mine. That's not mine.
You're like, no. Just scratch it up a little and then it's cool. But what was I gonna say? Though I think dolls are so creepy because they're supposed to be innocent things that people play with. So the idea of something corrupting that innocence is just what makes them so terrifying, at least for me. And they're so lifelike too, and realistic, and they mimic people. So the idea that something that you're supposed to play with, use your imagination with, coming to life. I don't know.
There's just something about dolls that have this creepy factor.
Yeah.
Now.
A little bit.
Here's the strange thing. My dog. I have 3 dogs, all rescues.
I thought you were gonna say your dolls. Okay.
One of my dogs in particular. She is scared to death of Annabelle. When I bring Annabelle in the room, she's just like. I think I might have filmed her doing that.
That's weird. I watched a video of this really cute pit bull reacting to the Annabelle Comes Home trailer on YouTube. Yes, it's so funny, and I think they post this dog reacting to several different movie trailers. I love it. It's so cute. But
animals watch TV sometimes.
Yeah,
it's a trip how they just stand there and kind of.
Yeah.
It's like they know what's going on.
Let's just say I wouldn't not want to sleep in a place where that thing is. I've just heard some crazy stuff about people who are, went and visited the Warren Museum when that was going, and their encounters with Annabelle where, I think it was something like someone mocked her, and then they got in an accident. All these things, just enough for me to not want to actually mess with it. Although as scared as I am, I also, of the cast, was the one that was the most interested in the supernatural. So I would be the one to mess around with it, but also the one to be the most frightened and It's a weird thing.
They say the same thing about the what's that one called? Robert the Doll. Have you heard of that one? I'm surprised they haven't made a really cool movie about that. But look that up, Robert the Doll.
Robert the Doll.
Yeah, and they have him kind of the same kind of scenario like the real Annabelle doll. They have him in Florida in a big thick glass case, and if you go take a picture of him, you have to ask permission. Like you have to ask him permission. Not that he's going to answer, but you have to gesture.
Just respect.
Respect. Ask permission, and then you can take a photo. Because if you don't, there's like the whole thing where something can happen to you or something bad or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're stealing the picture. So.
Okay.
And that's kind of true because Linda Blair kind of has the same effect. If she sees you taking a picture across the room, she's going to lunge. She's going to spit green stuff all across the room at you.
Yeah.
So, be careful if you're ever taking a picture of either the Annabelle doll or Robert the doll. Yeah, he's really cool. And he's pretty creepy looking, too.
Yeah.
But this is the real Robert the doll. So it's not like, as cool as Annabelle is, she was made to look distressed and fun and creepy.
Yeah.
But there's just certain dolls, like your childhood doll, that just looks creepy.
Because they look like...
Some of them actually looked pretty darn creepy. And you don't know if they're deliberately trying to do this, because I know they had a doll they made, you could see on YouTube in the 1970s, and it's called Baby Laugh a Lot. And I swear, if you look if you look at this thing on YouTube, first of all, the face is really creepy alone, okay? And then it does this laugh, and not only does it do the laugh, but the commercial. So I'm looking at this thing. You look it up on YouTube.
I'm looking it up.
Look it up on YouTube, and it's so bizarre because you think, okay, are they trying to scare kids not to buy it, or is this like cool and scary that the kids want to buy it? So I was kind of confused because it looks like a little girl's doll. You figure you're trying to sell to the moms, the millions of moms, but this thing, like the commercial and everything, was just so darn creepy.
That's weird. She's like...
Yeah.
What is
that? I'm
at?
actually... that's on the back burner. I'm thinking about making a bigger version of that because it's so damn creepy, and with the laugh, you got to hear her laugh.
Like how? Why does somebody make this? Why did somebody think that this was a doll that people wanted?
It looks like it was for real. Like somebody was trying to sell this to the millions of moms out there for their little girls.
With this heavy blue eyeshadow. I mean, it looks like this doll played with mom's makeup.
This would have been a pretty creepy doll for a movie.
Yeah.
So if you guys look up Baby Laugh a Lot by Mattel, I think the company is Mattel, and look up the YouTube commercial on it. It's just, even the little girl actress in there she looks creepy too.
I was gonna say that's just a perfect setup for a horror film. Like, in the middle of the night. That was a very terrible, creepy laugh. But yeah, that would terrify me. I'm scared of having if one day I have kids and they have those little toys that make noises, because sometimes I've heard, they go off, they're mechanical, things happen, malfunction. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it in the middle, and I'm not going to be the one to be like, oh, it's okay. I'm going to be like, no, we are going to go into hiding. Things
do malfunction. There was a show that I did in the OC, and the Annabelle, the remote was off, but somehow it started going like this. I'm shaking my head.
Yeah, he was like a bobblehead.
It was doing that. And then I remember because the guy that was helping me, he thought I was messing with them, and then he looks at me, and I'm like standing. I don't have a remote control in my hand, so he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him.
You better not. I'm telling you. Time out. Just kidding. I have a weird thing too. We're on set. Fun story. This was cut out of the film. Oh, wow, come on now. It popped up on its own.
You just made that worth another $5,000.
Just bring up the value.
It's cursed. It just jumped out of her hands. We're going to be auctioning that for the charity guys, and it just saw that live. It jumped out of her hands on its own, just like the Jesus
like the Jesus
body.
The Jesus cross. What was I going to say though? So we had a couple alternative versions of the scene where I forget to lock the case back. Well, we had it where I forgot to lock the case back. I locked the case. There's a couple different things. We were like messing around with, I think, just what was going to be the most creepy and having this.
Oh, so you guys mess with the doll?
Well, I was holding her.
No, I have a funny story on that because maybe it has to do with you guys messing with the doll. I won't say who though, because I'm live. But somebody told me that they got blamed for the doll being moved or something, and
yeah, no, that did happen, and
he said he's like, I did not touch the doll.
That's a lie. I know who you're talking about. It can't be not true. I think
somebody was messing with somebody.
Someone was moving Annabelle,
but somebody got in trouble for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was. Well, I mean, it was fun. We all had a laugh about it. I don't know if because we just hoped and assumed it was somebody moving it. But she would show up. There was one day in particular she would show up on different locations or different. She'd be in one spot, obviously, and then like a couple minutes later you'd walk by and she'd be in this other spot, and you're like, what the hell? No one claimed to have done it. No one says they did it. Yeah. So for this scene, sorry, I feel a little more cool with the
before this disappears, creepy cute Jayla says hello. She was the little tiny Annabelle. Remember? She came like in a big
in
thing.
The cart.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. You made my day that day. That was so cool. And your cart was so creepy, and you as Annabelle was so creepy. We all had so much fun watching you drive around. I'm pretty sure there was music going in her cart too. But yeah, your parents are so cool too to let you do that and take you around. But yeah, she showed up at the convention dressed as Annabelle in this if I remember, it was like an old timey looking cart that she was being carted around in. It was weird. It was really cool. But so Annabelle, I would have to compliment her on set after every so often, because we had a version where the glass door was open, the fire detector, the fire alarm goes off, and the smoke detector. I mixed the two. Fire alarm, smoke detector. Yes. Smoke detector goes off, and I have to go back upstairs, like in the movie. And so I'm holding Annabelle at the time, so we did so many takes where I just smack her head against the glass door, and I'm like, I got it. Like, if this thing is ever, if there's any sort of, energy, supernatural stuff haunting, I'm gonna get it. Because, I'm just smacking her face up against this glass for, so many takes. She's also, I found, very heavy. She's
pick that one up. See,
I'm curious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely was weak because I had to just keep her at a standstill and just every time. Let's find out. Hello. Oh, I feel like it's a pretty accurate.
It's about the same, you think?
Yeah, I'm just really weak. Oh, hi. Hi there. Okay. You're so cute. Yeah.
And just in case you guys don't know, Katie is actually taking that home with her.
I am. I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous for the car ride. but I think she'll be.
I'd say just give Katie 1 or 2 nights maximum before she looks like this.
Yeah. It's not my prettiest day. Not my looks like maybe I had a little rough night. But that was so much fun to do. Talk about playing someone totally opposite you. Try playing a demon. I thought that was really exhilarating and exciting to get to delve into something that no one really is going to become. So there's not really a reality to base it off of. You can't really talk to someone who's, possessed, really. So you just kind of get to create your own version of what is this demon, and how they would come through in a human. I don't know. It was really cool. I wish they had, that demon thing was just slightly longer, because I remember doing the Scream for the first time, and all of us laughed at the end because it was weird. I curled over cracking up because I didn't rehearse what was gonna come out of my mouth, sound wise. And when I did, it sounded I don't know, I just had never heard myself or just anything sound like that. It kind of sounded like two things at once. You know what I mean. You were there. But yeah, it was a really weird noise, and definitely lost my voice. But it was really fun because you don't have to worry about looking cute at all because you're just looking the most hideous I think a human being can be.
What I like about our dolls, we make them to look distressed and creepy, and sometimes if they get a little too much distressed, well, that's what they're supposed to be, kind of on that messed up, sitting in a attic or something for 50 years or whatever, kind of have that look.
Yeah, a little dusty.
Yeah. That's what I like about these particular ones.
So
Except
cool.
one we make now, which is still kind of a creepy doll. It's not in the Conjuring universe, but it's called The Boy, or it's actually called Brams from the movie called The Boy.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And we do a pretty good one.
I haven't seen your guys' Bram's doll.
We want to talk monster movies, people.
We're talking monster movies.
Talk to us, people. Talk to us about monster movies.
I was saying how cool it is how people can just really, actors can really embody these things because you kind of have to really think about how would this creature stand. I was actually talking to Alex about that one time. He says, just looking in the mirror and trying to find the different facial movements and things like that. And I think a lot of it probably really comes when you're in the costume and you see yourself in the prosthetics and the movement. I'm saying it like I was in prosthetics forever. I was a demon for a little bit there. But from what I've heard, it's really cool that, did you want me to send these as well in gold?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can do those. Yeah.
Okay. But I think it's just so cool how you can just look in the mirror and it changes when you have your prosthetics and your contacts in. The contacts change things, like your expressions and how well they come across. Depending on how limited you are with the makeup and whatever the heck's on your face.
It brings out the inner demon.
Brings out your inner demon. But it's fun. It's fun to kind of come up with that stuff. I'm gonna sign a couple of these in gold, and then I will do some silvers. This is a really fun scene from where we're playing Feely Mealy.
Oh yeah, talk about that scene.
That scene, we gosh, man, it's been a bit since I've seen and was in the movie. We are playing the game Feely Mealy, which is a real game from, I don't remember when it originally came out, to be honest.
And you three look like you were actually having fun. So was it part acting and part fun, or was it all fun and
we were having
pretend
fun.
like you were acting?
We were having fun. We did kind of play the game because you really do try to go in there, and we, for each one, would try to feel like you pull the card and you try to match, grab the object that's on that card. And so we really were trying to play that, and it was really fun because it's frustrating. You think you're pulling out the right thing, and it's not even remotely close. It's a fun game. I think it's also, in a horror movie, obviously, it's a very scary game because you never know where you're going to grab. But yeah, so we are playing that, and I believe that's when pizza is delivered and Bill comes in. Hey, Bill. Pizza guy. But yeah, so anyways, we were talking about monsters and stuff and just how physically it's weird that when you think about the fact that, every monster you've seen in a movie that is, practical effects or played by real actors, played by a human, and they're either contorting their body or they're making really weird expressions and noises.
Have you ever met Javier Botet?
No.
Who played the Crooked Man in Conjuring 2?
No.
That guy can contort his body like you wouldn't believe, and it just looks so unbelievably, unrealistic. And he does this thing with his fingers, and they're super long, and
that's so cool though.
So a lot of the stuff on the Conjuring 2, a lot of it looks CGI, but it's not. Other than when he's coming up from being there's a dog there, and then it turns into the Crooked Man.
You're kidding me? That's not real.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
But a lot of it, when he's running around, it looks like it's CGI, but it's just he's super super skinny. And then he did that Mama movie. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I liked that. That's so cool. Actually just did a movie with this actress from The Visit. She plays the grandmother in that. She is so good. It's like a psychological I don't know why I even just brought that up. It's a psychological thriller horror, which I really love, and suspenseful. But that was cool. She looks totally different outside of that long gray-haired wig. She's got, what was she in? She won a Tony for August Osage County, playing the role that Meryl Streep played, but in the play first. So that was cool to get to work with someone so experienced and stuff. Literally have no idea how that topic even came up. But yeah.
I do that all the time.
Same. Yep. All the time. Or I forget my train of thought 100% of the time. I want to say like 95% of the time I'm talking.
You can go into one subject, but in that subject, there's a whole other realm of subjects, you know, and so it's easy to get caught in there.
Yeah, I'm like, if you were in my mind, you would have followed, you know. But since you're not, you're like, what? Ooh, what's your favorite horror movie?
Who, mine?
Yeah.
Favorite horror movie?
Or favorites. I feel like it's so hard to peg one.
Yeah, movie. You know, because I'm a big fan of just movies in general, and I mean, horror movie. I don't know if this would be a horror movie, but you ever see this movie called The Others? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't I shut that? Anniversary one. Okay, I shut that movie off because I was scared. This was before I like stomached horror movies a bit better. And
that's one of my favorite movies because of like the twists and turns that it takes. So it's not like they're crazy jump scares or anything weird. It's the fact that they think that there's ghosts in the house, and then just the possibility that they're the ghost to the other people, and that's why they call it The Others.
Yeah.
But it was just such a mind twist at the very end, and I didn't see it coming. You know, I just totally did not see that coming. And then, of course, when they show the lady, you know, the crazy spooky looking lady, you know.
Man, those are my favorite types. I love any movie that just has like a really crazy twist, especially when there's a few twists and you just kind of are like, when they really get you and you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like imaginative writing that you just, it's so cool that some of that stuff, you know, still can exist, you know, and I think there could be a lot of good ideas out there. I just think that people need to just like look into different possibilities and maybe give other writers a chance and you know, because I think you can get fresh ideas, you know.
That's the thing is I feel like so many people nowadays are just not wanting to take chances.
And that's
something. Do I know this will work? Or am I going to have to gamble and find out?
Right.
And it's, you know, especially with the budgets that movies are at right now, I think that's probably part of it. It's like a high risk. But, I feel like there's so many movies that just aren't created because, you know.
Yeah, people don't want to take a chance.
But that's why there's so many cool indies that you can find, too. Coherence. If you haven't seen that, it's not a horror, but it's like a twist type of film. It's so good. It's an indie, super, you know, low budget. I think it was made between like a bunch of friends and stuff, and I just thought it was a really creative idea, and you just don't expect things. It's along the same line. Like if you like have you seen The Invitation?
I don't think I did.
It's like occulty kind of. It's really good. But it's along those lines. If anyone's seen The Invitation, do you guys have any movies to suggest? Horror?
Yeah. What about you guys listening in?
Horror movies or...
You know, surprisingly, like, my favorite stuff would be, like, growing up is, like, old Westerns.
Really? I'm not going to lie.
Like
not
Bonanza
mine.
was like a favorite, still is. You know, people are shocked at Little House on the Prairie is one of my favorite TV shows, and because they still show it on, it still airs. You know, so you guys ever seen that? I mean, that's
Little
like
House
way
before
everybody's time. I actually purchased from my collection I was talking about the theme.
Yeah,
it's like so iconic. She wears a certain dress she's kept all her life until like maybe a couple of years ago, and I actually bought it at auction. It's the one she's like actually wearing. She wears that for a few episodes, but like the theme, like if you're a fan of the show, everybody knows the theme and like the way they're running down this hill, the kids. So
another thing about me, shit memory. Shit. Except for scripts. Scripts somehow my brain has like a special place for. Movies, I can watch a movie. Like I could have watched a movie last week. Been like,
oh, I get like that sometimes where I just totally forget it. And then of course you have those that you just remember all your life. You know, like one of my favorites, it would be like the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
You know, the original one.
Yeah. No,
I mean, just Gene Wilder was just so insane of an actor. It's so crazy to see him because it's like he was like you couldn't tell he was this nice but serious enough, you know, chocolate factory owner, and then he goes off like when he's like, "And you get nothing."
Yes.
I was like, "Holy shit!"
He is so phenomenal. I love his work. Yeah, he was great. I love the original. What was it?
I wasn't too into the remake or whatever that was, but
hence why I specified the original. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it.
There was some stuff that I found fun, but I mean, just when
you love an original so much.
Yeah, it's
you're
like it was hard for me to like the new It movies because I'm a huge fan of Tim Curry. So it was really hard for me to accept it. Yeah. It was hard for me to accept it.
I think they're so fun though. I really and like they with the kids they have such a Stand By Me vibe to them, that group of kids. Like,
some people actually do have clown phobias, like
I know.
Like serious clown phobia. Yeah.
I think that's who they're aiming for. You know.
But it's obviously it's a big thing because that movie was insane at the box office. You know that new It movie.
Yeah, it was. Let me see. What were we talking about right before that? Either of us can remember movies.
Yeah, I know.
Memory.
Like movies.
There we go. Bad memory. There we go.
I like comedies too. It's like a lot of people think
everything.
because I work with all these horror dolls that it's like 24 hours a day horror movies, you know. And it's like it's weird because when you do something so much, you just kind of need an escape. So like I'll watch literally something completely different other than horror movies, and like I don't know, it's almost become like a job to me doing the horror stuff, you know, because the shows that I do, and I spend so much time with it, but it's like work to me, so it has a different appeal with me now, you know. So comedies, you know, I like comedies. It's like
an escape from work, your job.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
There's a show.
Maybe I haven't seen.
You remember? I'm sure you've seen Adam Family Values. I think it was. Mm-hmm. Where I think it was the second one where they lock up the character. What's her name? Wednesday. The character name. They lock her up in this camp.
Yeah,
might as well.
You never know. Go on. Sorry.
They lock her up. She goes to camp. And they lock her up in this like hut, and they make her watch all these Disney movies. Do you remember that?
No.
Like, cause she has like her Wednesday Addams attitude.
Yeah.
Then like they're all chipper and singing Kumbaya and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a good way to torture her.
So they basically try to brainwash her, and they locked her in that room, and so.
That's amazing.
So a good way we can get Katie to like Westerns, you know, we can lock her in a similar room and just play
them until I love them.
Westerns.
Wow. Like I said, I don't know if I've seen enough.
There's actually a channel that's 24 hours a day of Westerns.
No. Sorry. Same with me in some country music I like, but I love outlaw music more. You know? Which is, I mean, it's not really country. Outlaw music and folky country. You know, since we're on the topic of Western and horses.
Well, it's leaning towards that, so.
Kind of,
yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah, I think my favorite genre is just suspenseful. I love thriller.
Well, you like the original Twilight Zone. That's pretty cool.
I do. It is ridiculously good. I just don't understand how that many like amazing ideas can be done in one show.
I know there's so Rod Serling did that. Then he did what's that show called? Night Gallery. Did you ever see that? It's not as popular as Twilight Zone, but Night Gallery is like the thing he did after the Twilight Zone, and it was in color, and it was like I think it might have been late '60s, early '70s. There was a lot of cool episodes in that one as well, and that's Rod Serling as well.
I don't think I did.
Upcoming charity auction, yes sir.
Yes.
Jason Yanta.
Oh hey.
It's Jason again.
Jason again. Yeah, upcoming charity auction. So this is super cool. So you guys can support animals and stuff that, you know, some really cool charities that I love and I'm excited to be able to get to donate to, and that Mark is so generous in setting this up and making this work. But yeah, it's just a really cool thing. So 100% of proceeds are going to a couple of different charities for animals and animal rights and veganism and stuff like that. But yeah, so we have like, okay, poster's safe, okay? It's just, you know.
Somebody said, how do we get one of those posters? We're going to be doing some auctions for the charity pretty soon, so look for the post. We'll post it. I'm sure Katie's going to post it as well when we do the actual, we're going to try to do it live, and then we're going to give out some really, really cool stuff for the auction. So we will post the information as soon as we have it, but it's definitely going to happen.
Mm-hmm. So keep an eye out for that.
And you'll have a chance to win a Annabelle doll, by the way, folks. So for those of you who didn't hear it earlier, charity auction, we will have an Annabelle doll,
which is so cool.
Very high end. So it's
very
like,
good quality.
Made by the Scary Closet, so it's one of the high end ones.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's like
it's like walking around with a prop itself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm getting one myself, so.
And Katie's taking home that one.
I am. Annabelle comes home with Katie. Sarife. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna have, lots of girly sleepovers and stuff, and until she acts out of line. But yeah, I'm very excited to take her home. So.
Hi, Amy, baby doll. How you doing?
Hello. How are you, Amy?
Amy, baby doll 13.
Hello, Amy, baby doll 13. How you doing? And then if you guys have any cool movies, let me know, because I have like a list of 1 million movies that I've yet to see, but eventually will, so I say. And I feel like it's an endless list that I will one day tackle, but I'm always looking for movies to add. Any genre, maybe not Western. Just kidding.
Some of my favorites, other than Western, are stop motion.
Oh,
I love stop motion because the listening to the Tim Burton stuff going on in the background, but always been a fan of stop motion.
Yeah, no, I think it's so cool. It's
Kyoto guys, they've done a lot of stop motion.
Such an amazing art. I love it as well. You
ever seen the Halloween special for Peanuts Gang? Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin?
Probably. I want to say yes.
It's okay if you haven't, because it's like so many people around the world have seen it. It's so darn old, but it's still a classic, and just about everybody's seen it.
I'm sure, but like I said, I wouldn't remember even if I did. Even if I saw it last week. No, just kidding. But go on. What is it? So what?
Oh, just it's one of the bucket list I want to do, like a short, but in stop motion, is like a replica to that animation. So it's like a 30-minute animation of Charlie Brown, but it's the Halloween special. It's really, really fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, seeing it for the first time as an adult, I don't know what kind of effect it might have. Most people have seen it, have kind of grown up watching it, so
things are a little different.
Yeah,
when you go back and take a peek.
Yeah.
So interesting when you're like, how did I like this? Not in that case, but then sometimes they hold true, or at least to you. And but yeah, I love, one of my favorite things is nostalgia. Anything nostalgia from my past, I can just spend hours like talking about. It gets me so excited to like watch things I used to watch, or just reflect on my past. And now I'm gonna switch. What's your favorite prop from the Annabelle movie that obviously comes home, like from the artifact room?
The monkey.
I love the monkey.
That monkey is just, I actually want to make like a big one. Because, you know, we made the monkey for the show that we did.
Yeah.
And that came out pretty cool based on like one of the original, you know, those monkeys that they sold back in the day.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we just kind of dressed that up, did some paint work. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that went into that little monkey, but making like a really cool big one, maybe an animatronic, maybe a mask, I don't know, just I really like that monkey.
Yeah, no, he's so cool. I think that would be great. I'm actually gonna sign Annie. Let's see. But yeah, I it's hard to pick one, to be honest with you.
Oh, you know, go ahead and keep on signing it. I was gonna say you signed it already.
Oh, well,
that was signed at the show, but you know, double signature.
2 signatures here.
Fan is gonna go crazy for that one. We got a variant. We'll call it a variant because it's like gold right here.
Yes,
you know?
gold and then silver.
So for you guys,
contrast my autograph.
For you guys that don't know, you know, these particular posters, they were actually signed at the show when the cast was down there. Mm-hmm. So it's been too darn long, so Katie didn't realize that she already signed it. But these are from the show that we did previously, and we just had them stored.
Yeah, so now it's double.
Now it's double signed.
Double signed.
Says, Katie, spill some behind the scenes while filming.
Behind the scenes while filming.
Annabelle comes home.
Well, we...
Like, is there any sort of story, because I know you guys did an actual thing for the DVD, right? Oh, yeah.
Sorry. We did. Like, are you talking about the behind the scenes stuff, or?
Well, you guys did some, like, interviews for behind the scenes, and they showed some behind the scenes. Is there anything you can think of that you actually, like, maybe forgot to mention at the time when you guys were being interviewed?
Whacking the Annabelle thing, and how kind of terrified I was of... So it's not in the film, but I had to hold the Annabelle doll and... like whack her head against the glass. I feel like we did that take like 50 times, so each time I would just feel like I was, you know, if I wasn't cursed the first time, I'm gonna get cursed again. So that was really creepy. I've said this in a couple of interviews, which I don't know if I said this in the behind the scenes, but a cool thing before I booked the film, I like I said, I'm probably the more likely to be scared from the cast, and the more likely to do the thing that people wouldn't do because they're too scared, which is a weird, I don't know how that works. But is anyone else signing this one, or can I just sign the middle, or do you want me to leave spaces?
You could sign it anywhere, yeah, because I mean, we're, you know, they can just figure out a space later on.
Okay, cool.
Let's see, would you want to visit the real Annabelle doll?
Would I? Yeah,
did you actually meet Lorraine?
No, we didn't meet Lorraine. We met Judy, though. We met the real Judy Warren, and
Judy is the daughter?
The daughter,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And her husband, Tony. Okay. So Judy and Tony Spira now. They are such nice... They're so incredibly nice. We keep in touch, actually. And they're just really kind-hearted people. And they, I got to talk to her a little bit about Annabelle, and... I was like, were you just terrified growing up as a child? And she was like, oh yeah, that thing was not fun. So she really was spooked by the Annabelle doll, which I thought was really cool to hear. And she, you know, and ask her, I wanted the genuine answer. I was like, come on. And she just seemed really like it did terrify her as a kid. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, no, I think all of us from the cast really want to go at some point. And visit and see. I know
they were doing like their special shows or something for people, but then they got, like, I don't know, somebody messed with them because, you know, stupid licensing bullshit, and
yeah,
you know, Just somebody just kind of ratted them out or something.
Oh,
I
about the
hate when
tour.
yeah,
Yeah.
just haters out there. So many haters.
Haters, man.
Haters always just live to ruin shit for people.
They were just worried that she was, going to really escape. No.
You know who's afraid of Raggedy Ann dolls?
Who?
Samara.
Is she really? Is it because of Annabelle?
No, she's just deathly afraid. I don't, she's, starting to grow, but,
I mean, hey.
she, like, put it this way, she's so, or at least she was so extremely death scared of Annabelle. I mean, Raggedy Ann doll. And I thought she was kidding. Like, the first time they came down, her and her mom, to, the Annabelle creation cast was at our show. Her and her mom were talking to me about the whole Raggedy Ann doll, and I thought she was just kidding.
Yeah, no.
So when Samara first walked through the hunt, I ran and I grabbed a Raggedy Ann doll.
That's cool.
And I put it at the door to exit the hunt on a little baby rocking chair. So when the door opened, and I didn't know it was going to be Samara, the first one there, but it happened to be Samara that opened the door. When the door was opening, I pulled the rocking chair back, so it was just like, like a Raggedy Ann just sitting there rocking back and forth. She made the most blood-curdling scream, and she ran down that. Remember that long hallway to where the tables are at? She ran all the way down that hallway, and I felt so bad.
You are evil.
And I apologized to her mom, and she said, "No, it's totally cool. Don't worry about it." And I felt so bad.
Aww.
And Samara, you know how Samara always seems like she's like 30.
Yeah. Like she doesn't seem like she would be.
At all, ever. Yeah. So she gets back to the table, and she looks like she's sweating cold sweat, and she looks at me with the most serious 30-year-old look. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back.
Has she yet?
I was like, okay, that actually sounded serious and kind of scary, but luckily she forgot about it and she didn't get me back.
Now I know, so I might remind her.
She might though. She might actually get me back.
You never know. She might be waiting a few years.
I know.
To least expect it. That would be a smart move for someone who, if you're gonna prank the prankster. That's so funny.
10 years from now.
Yeah. Oh man.
But you know what?
Funny that
I'm prepared because I have this promotional Raggedy Ann doll that they made in the 1970s to actually promote selling the doll.
Oh yeah.
This thing wasn't. You couldn't go to a store and buy this thing because it was strictly for promotional use. Mm-hmm. It's a 6-foot tall Raggedy Ann.
That would.
This is like the most gnarliest thing you can ever find, and I had it at a couple shows. People were looking at it like, "What the hell?" Yeah. It's like 6 feet tall. I
remember Annabelle was like such a hit at that the animatronic one at the convention.
Oh yeah. That was.
Oh my gosh. Like,
fans were coming up and.
Oh yeah, they're like asking for pictures with Annabelle. I'm like,
Katie, can you mind moving aside? Can I just get the?
Can I get a picture? No, not with. Can you actually move? Can you just hold her for me? Okay, cool, thank you. Yeah. No. Hey, I mean.
Just hold her up here. Just put your head behind her.
Yeah. Who are you? Yeah. What was I going to say?
The doll in the back looks cool. Yep, that's Lilith. That is Lilith.
Super cool. And creepy. Try staring at her eyes for a while.
What's your favorite Conjuring movie? Well, there's only 2 to choose from right now.
I'm like the 4th one. I don't know. I like them both.
I like them both too, but I have to go with number 1 because it just seems so original and
it was terrifying. I would say
the acting. I forgot her name. The girl who, the wife.
Yes. I know.
I forgot her name, but
she did so good.
She did such a good job.
I'd probably say the first one. It took me a minute to, not a minute. It took me a while. A few tries to get through. I want to say probably 2, but I couldn't watch it all the way through the first time because I was that spooked by it. Until I got better at watching horror movies after that, but I finally had to watch it all the way through and stomach it once I was auditioning for this. Of course, can't help watch it, and it's so good, but it's so frightening. It's really truly frightening. So yeah, I guess I would go with the first two.
Lily Taylor, that's her name.
Oh,
Somebody said who she was. Lily Taylor,
that's a cool name.
Lily Taylor was also in The Haunting, I think it's called, with Kathleen. Wilson. What's his name? Owen Wilson. Yeah. So obviously you've seen it, right? You know when they're walking up those stairs, that big staircase, that ginormous painting of what's his name? Hugh Crane. I have that. I actually have both of them, because when his face turns into a skeleton, I have both of those in my storage. Yeah.
So it's taking me a little longer to sign, just because I want this to.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I was actually on the set of that movie before, when they were building it, when they were almost done building it, way back then, those days. A friend of mine worked for a company that built like these like heavy duty chains, and they had like a good reputation for the strength and everything. I guess because you're holding up certain walls, they can never use the chains twice for security reasons, safety reasons. So, but all the movie companies used to use this company for their chains to hold things up. Wow. So he went to go deliver something. He knew I've been into this kind of stuff all my life. So he's like, "Hey, I'm going to go to this haunted house kind of movie set. You want to go check it out?" I said, "Haunted house? Movie set? Yeah, let's go." And when I walked in there, I mean, the set by looking at the movie. It was the whole entire. It's like movie business is like, 1 minute you're walking into a room, and the next room could literally be in another town or another studio. This was like they built almost the entire set on like they're building a whole entire house. It was so insane. Like you walked upstairs, and then you kept on walking down the hallway. That was really there. That was all there.
That's so cool.
And I remember I walked up those stairs and I looked at that painting. I was like, wow, this is some creepy looking stuff. And then later on, it came up for auction, and I bought it.
Go figure.
So, because it was just such an amazing piece. Now I don't have a ceiling that tall to store it in, so it's just in my storage. But someday, when I sell 1,000 Lilith dolls, I want to get a house that's big enough so I could just put my Hugh Crane painting in, just for my Hugh Crane painting.
Like I said, I want to buy a really cool Gothic Victorian home just to put Annabelle in. She needs a nice home.
She needs Valak right next to her.
She needs a soul. Thing, man. So let me see. Where's everyone from? I'm very curious.
Yeah, where are you guys from? Let's see.
Oh my gosh! What is?
It's
also a klutz.
the ghost of Annabelle. It's the ghost of Annabelle.
It's Annabelle.
Or it's the ghost of Lilith.
Or Lilith. Yeah, it is on that side.
Or it's Jason Yanta. He's mad because I have the Hugh Crane painting and he doesn't. Where are you guys from? Anybody? The nun literally made me jump.
It's not a location. Just kidding. The nun is, just
Mexico.
Really
Somebody's from Mexico here.
Mexico, that's awesome.
LA.
Damn,
that's way too far for me. Man,
just so far.
I hate LA. LA sucks. Just kidding.
Man, right?
Mississippi.
Oh, hey.
North Hills, California.
Oh, okay. Cool.
California.
Californians, man. Anyone from Texas? I'm saying it like I have Texas pride. Why am I bringing up Texas all the time?
It says, Katie, do you have other talent except for good actor?
Thank you. Wow, and that's not enough? I'm just kidding. I sing whenever, acting requires it. I don't really pursue it outside of acting, but I sing. What else?
Do you do the standard, go down the list of actors, resume, horseback riding?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I used to actually horseback ride. I don't know if I have.
Oh, you can do a cowboy movie.
I could.
If I liked them.
Yeah, but they
suck.
No. What else do I do? I'm don't skateboard. I speak some Spanish. I used to be completely bilingual. But then, I stopped using it as much. So if you are bilingual, don't stop using your second language, which actually was my first. I didn't speak English till I was 3 years old, actually, because my dad is from Argentina, and my aunt from Argentina came and lived with us for a while, and so she was around the home a lot, and my dad refused to let me speak English to him for a very long time because he didn't want me to forget Spanish. And so my grandparents would get a little frustrated because I went to visit them one time and I didn't know much English, so I just kind of look at them and tilt my head like, what? But yeah, a lot of people don't know that about me. So that's, I guess, it's a language talent, I guess. Skill. It's more of a skill. But yeah.
Could be a talent. I mean, I'm really amazed when you meet people that can speak like 3 languages fluently.
Yeah. Oh, how do you keep it all in your head?
Yeah.
But
Horror
yeah.
Vixen is in the house.
Horror Vixen, hello. Cool name.
It says, yeah. Katie, talk in Spanish, please. Do you know any words?
Any words? Yeah. I'm trying to think of other than the generic hola, ¿cómo estás? Whenever someone asks that too, you always forget like words.
You're
like
on the
what?
spot.
What do you say? It's broken Spanish, but estoy aquí. I forget how to say signing. Fotos para tú y para todos viendo ahora. And I'm going to stop before I forget the rest. Yeah.
Somebody thought you were Japanese.
Oh.
You ever heard that one?
No, I've never heard that one. I've heard like Italian, Spanish, Japanese is a new one. I've never heard that. No, but I'm not Japanese. I am Lebanese and Spanish, and Argentine on my dad's side, and then I'm like every European country on the other, on my mom's side. So I'm a mixture of quite a few things, which is really fun and cool. But yeah.
You look Italian. OMG.
Thanks. Yeah, I've heard that before. But yeah, no, not Italian. Actually, no. My dad did the ancestry thing, and I think I'm like, I don't even know if it counts. Like some sort of really small percentage of Italian. So technically, sure, we'll go with it. Yeah.
We got somebody here from Canada.
Hello.
Jason Yant is from Canada.
I love Canada. Where in Canada?
Jason, where in Canada are you from?
Because I love, I've been to Vancouver.
I should know this because I've sent Jason so many things.
You should know the address by now.
I know. I should have it in my head.
I filmed an episode of Supernatural in Vancouver and fell in love. I really love Vancouver. And my first place out of the country was
It seems
Toronto.
like a really nice place to go.
It's clean. It's very
And I think they filmed Saw out there. Did they?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I feel like, Tyler, do you know that?
I know they filmed a lot of stuff out there.
You know everything. I feel like movies. But yeah, no, Vancouver's beautiful. I love Canada. That was, my first country that I went to outside of the U.S.
One of these days, I'm going to get myself out to Canada just to visit.
Mm-hmm. If you ever do go to Vancouver, Stanley Park is so beautiful. It's really cool. It's just very naturey and.
Yeah, I like naturey stuff because I pretty much lived in the city and just grew up in the city, and you're around something all your life. You just want to see
something
what else is out there. You want to pull the Jack Skellington and just keep on walking and walking and walking till you see a tree with a door in it.
Yes, that's man, to be a kid and still believe all those things and.
Oh, you didn't know she was in Supernatural?
Oh yeah.
She was in Supernatural.
See, I was in the 200th episode. I played Marie. It's the musical episode, and I was like the director of the musical. It's like about the show or about the book series within the movie. It's like a very meta episode. But that was fun. I loved working on that. The cast is so cool, and just the show was really fun experience.
Northern Ontario. That's where Jason's from.
Got it. I've never been to Ontario, but I would love to go. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I do. I'm not saying I do them all really well. Someone asked about talents, but I do for fun. That's just a Katie trait. Is I just jump in and out of accents on like a daily basis, on a probably minute basis. You'll hear just random ones.
Can you do this one?
I can.
Oh shit.
Oh crap. Yeah, it's a fun one.
That's pretty good.
Thanks. And then on Supernatural, I actually learned and unlearned how to move one eye at a time. But then every time I go to show it, it never works.
It's like, oh, damn it. Get back there.
Come on. Because Jensen Ackles does that, and he showed me. It's like it's a fun trick.
How can we get one of those autographed posters? Well, we're going to be doing a charity auction, in case you don't know. Look at all this. Look at all these signatures.
Sorry, I made a mess here because I wanted them.
Oh, it's okay. Look at all those. Look at all those posters. You know, we're going to be auctioning off some of these for charity. And
you can imagine what my house looks like.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, we're gonna auction them off for charity. And so we're still figuring out a date and a time that we're gonna do that. But keep an eye out, keep track, keep looking at.
Yeah, we'll both be posting when we do the auction and the details of it.
But it's not just that you can get the autographs. It's like all the really cool props on the table.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be auctioning off like
the color wheel.
Color wheel that we used at the haunted house, dedicated to Annabelle Comes Home, which Katie and the rest of the cast were haunting people in and having a great time.
It was really fun.
And we didn't tell anybody that, Madison, it was funny because Madison was hiding in the really super dark, that little hallway kind of thing where...
Yeah. Is it like the middle?
It was like, where they go in the coffins, where it was the
ferryman.
Ferryman
we
thing.
Each kind of, we tried to pick a spot that was like related to our...
And I remember like I was walking in there with the show's photographer, and she was all silent, and I'm like, we're going to take some pictures.
You in here?
Like I saw a silhouette. It was so dark. I'm like, I thought it was you. I was like, Katie? And I hear a little giggling. No, it's Madison.
I love the...
I literally could not see who it was. It was just like a silhouette there. And I was like, okay, this person going to try to scare me?
I mean, they should have.
I'm the guy who did this. Don't scare me.
Right? Come on now. But yeah, speaking of the guy who does the photographs, oh my god, shout out to Justin Lubin. He is so talented. He did all of these.
Yeah, absolutely amazing shots.
Super amazing shots.
Actually, Justin is the one who was shooting some pictures at the show, folks, in case you saw some pictures posted. And I did do a credit to him, but he took a lot of pictures at the show for us. He was kind with his time, and second year in a row he did that.
Justin Lubin. So he has an Instagram. You can follow him for all these cool, crazy cool horror movie shots and stills from
he's got
other
a
films he's done.
Just body of work. I mean, he goes way back. He's done some amazing stuff. Some of my favorite movies he's done. He did Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. When he sent me a shot of that, I was just like, wow.
Yeah, he's such a cool guy. Such a sweet guy, too. His kid is really nice as well.
The one that helps him with the photography.
Don't kill me and think it's
Dylan. I think he's got a couple of kids.
Oh, I've only met the one.
Yeah.
He's really sweet. He came to set a couple times. But yeah, he is so talented. Got such an eye for a really good shot.
He wants to learn how to do that, or he's training with them. So imagine when he gets to the age of. I mean, he's like this now. Imagine when he's an
15,
adult.
He's gonna be like, here's what you gotta do. Here's where you're gonna stand.
Was Vera Farmiga nice when you met her?
I knew as soon as you said Vera Farmiga, I was like, yes. She was so nice. So, fun fact, she smacked my butt one time. It was really cool. I feel like I have bragging rights. I've never bragged about that.
I'll never wash this cheek again.
No, she just jokingly, she gave me a compliment and smacked my butt. It was cool. She's so much fun. She's such she's such a human. You didn't know. But.
You're in when you get your butt smacked by Vera Farmiga.
Yeah, I mean, she's really cool and was really she's a really giving actor, I like to say, when someone just gives you a lot to work with, even when it's not their coverage, it's not their take. So if the camera's just on me and she's reading with me or off camera, she would give me her all every time, and so that makes it so much easier to play off of. But yeah, I just think she is a really spectacular person. Patrick was great as well. Everyone is super nice. and grounded, and she's just got such a great resume as well. Man.
You got to play like a serious scene opposite from Vera Farmiga. I mean,
I was really cool.
That's amazing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that they put you in that position, they felt you were strong enough, you know, as a one-on-one. I mean, that's pretty cool. Since we're talking about that scene, let's talk about the character of Daniela.
Oh, okay. Like,
so,
about...
I'm trying to figure out now. Was Daniela was she supposed to be mean? Maybe on the bitchy side. I mean,
wow. Okay.
I mean, I was trying to figure that out because at the very end, she just seems like she's just this very heartwarming person.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's a front. You know, the sarcasm. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like,
is she supposed to like?
It's a. I mean, I think she always was a humorous person, but especially with. I mean, clearly she's not dealt with a lot of feelings. Like in the movie, she, you know, forgive me if I say I. Sometimes I do that because it's just how I prep as an actor. Is referring to myself as the character, but I feel like she really just went through a lot with like losing her father and everything like that. That maybe a little bit of that level of kind of witty back and forth can be a little bit of a cover up. But I do think she's that friend that's just a little snarky and a little troublemaker.
Okay, so she's supposed to. The character is supposed to be sort of a troublemaker, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I didn't know if I was reading that wrong. Because it seemed like she was kind of like, okay, she's maybe not the person you're supposed to trust.
Yeah. I mean, I just think she is a very doesn't always think ahead as far as, you know, just like, this is a good idea, let's go for it. Like adventurous.
But then there's those scenes where she's with McKenna's character. What's her character's name again? Judy. Where you're in the yard.
The chicken coop.
Yeah. So,
no, she has a heart. She has a heart. I think it's, you know, everyone kind of has that persona that you put on, but they're even like the people who are the most witty underneath, if you can like really reach them vulnerably, they are some of the most in tune with, I think, their feelings and do have like Daniela definitely has a strong heart. I just think she's picky and choosy on who she shows that to. But I think it all comes from a good place, a good loving place. Like even just her going into the artifact room and stuff, I don't think she would have done that had it not been to try to contact her father. She is.
That was a pretty crazy scene. This guy just pops out of nowhere.
The guy?
The guy.
I think you said the sky, and I was like...
Or the sky, too.
I don't remember,
wait a minute, the sky?
In the artifact room, but okay.
Yeah, the sky kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
And the guy. The guy and the sky.
Oh, yeah.
When you work with somebody like Vera Farmiga, do they, like, just kind of try to coach you? Or like, friendly advice? Or do you ask?
No, I think...
Do you pick their brain? I'd be picking it for days.
I think there's a level of... I mean, I don't really get starstruck, so to speak. Like, I have respect for actors, and so she's one that I really do have respect for. As far as... because we're all on set and we're all working, right? So you kind of feel out how much an actor wants to have a conversation... Because, like, how focused are they on if it's an emotional scene? Do you kind of want to leave them be and do their own thing? But we got on the topic of acting not because I, like, decided I'm going to ask you questions about acting. I don't even recall how... I do know how one of the topics came about, and it's because I was beating myself... I've gotten a lot better about this, and I was beating myself up a little bit because I wasn't emotionally... getting to a place where I wanted on one of the takes or so. And she heard me. I think I like said something. I was like, crap. You know, I was just like, crap. Or something to myself. Just like, come on, Katie, pull it together. And I think she overheard and she took it upon herself to say, hey, like, you're doing great. And I was like, crap. She heard that. Great. She's like, no, you're doing great. Don't beat yourself up. Let every, I think because she's got more experience, she felt she was in a position to, anyone would appreciate
No,
that
that's cool.
advice.
That
Yeah,
she
she
would
said
do
just
that.
let every take be different and unique, and don't beat yourself up about it. I didn't go to her saying, hey, how do I stop beating myself up? She just happened to overhear. Of course, actor talk, we all are very self-critical of ourselves. But yeah, the topic of acting, just you hope it naturally comes up, is how I like to do it, because I don't like to force conversation. I'm not good at forcing what they call networking with people either. Unless I genuinely have a connection with someone, I can't try to befriend you. I mean, I can, because I'm just nice, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like, so and so's over here, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna chit chat, unless I naturally get along with the person, and then I guess you just hope that good constructive conversations come out of that. But yeah.
Yeah,
That was a very long answer for a very short question. Story of my life.
Now, do actresses? Because I know it's a new kind of day and age where things keep on changing.
Yeah.
So, does a female want to be called actor or actress?
It's a good
So
question.
I know it's kind of going both ways, right?
It probably depends on the person, to be honest, but I think I use both interchangeably.
I see it used both a lot. So I get confused.
A lot. I mean, yeah, it's confusing. I think actor is I want to say it's more of the job title, and then I don't like to be grouped into one thing, I guess. I don't know. I prefer probably the term actor. I'm an actor. I don't know. That's a weird one. That's a good question. I just truly think it's interchangeable a bit. But, yeah, because actor's a job profession. I hope that semi-answered your question.
Whether you're an actor or an actress or space alien,
right,
you do your job quite well.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
I love it.
You're going to be doing some classes at some point in time.
Yeah,
online
I teach acting as well. I've been teaching acting, I want to say, as long as I've been acting minus a year. So, a year after I started studying TV and film acting is when I started assistant teaching acting. So at a very young age, which is really cool because I think you get a whole deeper understanding of the craft itself when you have to teach it. Sometimes when I'm teaching, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to implement. I haven't been implementing that as much. And it's a good fresh reminder. But I love teaching acting because it's something it's something I know, something I love, and I love to help other people pursue that dream and answer the questions that I had no idea, what the answers were to. Everyone, I feel like for me at least, I was like, you have to be born in LA and know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And that's how you become an actor until you kind of learn how to do that. And then I was very fortunate to have an amazing studio that I took from and to learn from so many different people that I love to help other people find their own things that work for them as actors and things that don't, and just how to get into the industry. But yeah, I do. So I'm teaching online classes right now, especially with Corona and everything. I've had a lot more time to do that again.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Yeah,
Corona.
that thing. It can be a little much to juggle with.
Annabelle needs to swallow up all the Corona. So
Yeah,
it can go away.
Yeah, let's someone take it away. But yeah, no, I
You have a website for your?
Yes, I do. It's called justbeactingstudio.com. So, just as in just do it, and then be as in be be good, be a person, be you, be what. Just kidding, I don't know. And then so Just Be Acting Studio, and I'm pretty sure everyone kind of knows how to spell.
Cool. All right, we're gonna take another break, sign some more posters, because they only give you so much time, and you see the timer about to go out in 10 seconds. So, want to say something? 5 seconds?
Bye. Okay.